Cheers and welcome, my friends. I'm Horath and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 on veteran difficulty as the Germans. Welcome back. This is episode 12. There's a bit of a time in between this episode and the last one I recorded. I took a week off and used that week mainly to play Hearts of Iron 4 again. So I got about 43 hours of playtime now. I've learned much. I think I'll do some tips videos in the future, just like I did for Stellaris, so that people can profit from the work I did. Put a lot of time in reading the wiki, testing different strats and all that, and yeah, it's fairly interesting what you can learn, and we're certainly going to profit from that. Also, people have been very nice in the comments, dropping me some very useful hints and things that this Let's Play will certainly profit of. And yeah, so one of the things that I learned is that keeping air superiority against the United Kingdom on veteran difficulty will be incredibly difficult. They're building a crap ton of planes. I had one of my playthroughs where they had about 4,000 planes in the air around northern France. And with the last patch, the fighter production has been buffed. So that should counteract it a bit that we are going to lose a lot of those fighters. But I think that we should concentrate on getting our ground troops going. So that is one of the things that I need. By the way, someone is leaving stubbornly one dislike under every video of this series. It's alright, you can disagree. And I certainly would agree with you that these videos haven't been my best yet. But if you're annoyed by anything, just let me know. Drop me a comment so that I can change things. If you don't like anything, let me know so I can improve. I mean, leaving a dislike, yeah, it gets me to think, but I'm not sure what I should do now. So, yeah. Now, with that out of the way, one of the things that I want to do is upgrading our infantry divisions. So the idea is that we will go for some self-propelled artillery. If you have a look at this, I think we're going to go with self-propelled artillery on the basis of the Panzer IV. So we're going to go for the Hummel, Bumblebee, because that will give our troops a lot of armor, a lot of soft attack, and good amount of breakthrough. And the speed doesn't really matter because we're going to give these guys to our infantry divisions. So the idea is to basically make them harder, increase their hardness, by adding one group of armored units. So we're gonna give them Panzer IIIs, or no, Leopards, I mean, some light tanks, and then we're gonna add some self-propelled artillery, basically. We're gonna get rid of some of these infantries to basically upgrade their hardness, which reduces the amount of soft attack damage that is taken. We're gonna up them with some support units, and that'll make all our infantry divisions a huge amount better than before. But that also includes getting rid of the fast panzer divisions and going for panzer divisions only. So we're gonna go for I want 3 panzer armies, and we already have 3 of the fast divisions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you out of there. Yes, because you can do something else. You're going to be commanded by... Well, I'm not sure who I'm going to give you to. I want to keep my panzer generals for something else. Maybe Erwin von Witzleben. Johannes Blaskowitz. Yeah, you're alright. You look evil enough. No, not promote. Just give them a general. This is gonna be the SS Garrison. Yeah, it looks odd to have this as as an English name, so we're gonna go with Garnisonstruppe, garrison troop. All right. You can see that this has been a bit changed. We can now decide how we want to execute the battle plans that we choose beforehand, in a balanced manner, in a very aggressive way, or in a very careful way, which is good. I like it. We're gonna send these guys to garrison that area. Now, one of the things that I need to do is we're going to make this an elite unit, which means that it gets equipment faster. It doesn't cost you anything to change that. Alright, and these guys will be our panzer units. I'm gonna split my 3 fast panzer divisions among my 3 panzer armies, and that means that I need 23, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We need 23 units of medium panzers, and we need it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, so that we can fill 3 panzer divisions. And then we'll take another look. And basically the idea is to produce the light tanks for the infantry divisions. Later we have to research the Hummel, the self-propelled artillery for the infantry guys. And the medium tanks will be the tanks that get used by our panzer armies. That should be good. That is the main idea. Now with the national focus, after naval rearmament is finished, we are basically going down towards Yugoslavia. We want that in our Reich. So that is something that we want, and we can do that by basically going down that route. So we would make some claims about Slovenia belonging to us, because we now own Austria, and Slovenia was a part of the Habsburg Reich. And then we can go down, we can try to take Yugoslavia, and then we can even try to puppet Greece, which is something that I want as well. And I want to do all that before we really try to take Danzig. Yeah, just to make sure that we get as much land as we can. Now, with the production of the refineries, producing the refineries is good and all that, but we need more factories. That's for certain. So mainly just queuing up the refineries now, so that I don't lose the building spots. You can build 1 in each state, if you remember. So I'm gonna do that now. But then we are going to go all out on factories. I'm just going to build military factories everywhere, because we really need to get a move on. We won't be happy if we can't produce stuff fast enough. And when we're done with that, we will have to build some anti-air, especially in that region. In the northwest region of Germany. They can't really reach eastern Germany as soon as we take France, but the British can certainly bombard northwest Germany. So we have to counteract that in a way, and I fear that the Air Force won't be the way to counteract that. But it's certainly interesting. Oh yeah, and what we're going to do now is we're basically going to chuck all these guys down to the lowest order of the priorities, just like that. And then we're going to do something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, this looks fine. Maybe 1 more. 1, 2. I need the refineries not for the oil necessarily, but for the rubber. The rubber is what's really important to us, because you can't really get rubber if you're in Europe. So now we have 3 stacks of civilian factories that are producing things. And that's definitely good. So I basically want 2 stacks of them being busy building military factories, and one of the stacks can build the synthetic refinery. That's fine. We can change some of our trade deals at the moment. We have a bit of a surplus there, but not much, and we're gonna lose the surplus very soon. Now, to rearrange these things, I'm gonna get rid of some of these guys, because the light tanks are important, but they're not crazy important. We need the mechanized equipment more, because that is going to be the bottleneck for our panzer divisions. So we're going to do something like that. And then we will get the better infantry weapons in 126 days. That is the point when we have to start pumping them out, so that our troops are well equipped with stuff. I'm gonna take away the factory of the tactical bombers. Oh, I can't. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that then. But we have a need for towed artillery. And that is certainly something that we need to handle in some form or fashion, because that stops our troops from being deployed. So I'm gonna bring that up. Yeah, that's all looking good. So the next couple of things are going towards the towed artillery. Now, I need a couple more tanks. What is the relation between tanks and mechanized? So we need 3 for 2. 300 for 200. That's interesting. How is it working at the moment? So we're producing 5 per week, with 3 tanks for 1 mechanized equipment. I mean, that's going to go up, but I think we need at least 1 more production line there. So yeah, I think this needs to happen. So 1 medium tank, another medium tank, and then we need another mechanized equipment, guys. Okay. And we definitely have to bring our submarines and our fleets towards Ostpreußen over here. Giorgio Capello actually pointed that out in the comments, and he's very right. We will get port bombings as soon as we get involved with the Allies, and then we're going to lose our whole fleet. So we definitely have to bring them over there. And I'm not as keen on the submarines as I was before. Okay, now we need rubber. That's fine, I guess. How do we play this? Definitely need something like that. We won't have the factories for that for a while. So let's bring that up. Might be better to bring them to the top and then just filter them down. So artillery needs to happen, come on. That's all fine and dandy. And the mechanized equipment is important. And then for the medium tanks, I'm gonna leave it at that. We got 3 production lines working nearly as fast as I want them to. And that's alright, so I think we can unpause now. I think I did everything I wanted to for the moment. Yeah, these guys are still training. That's fine. Won't help us very much, because as soon as we change our division template, I'm going to change that. I have deactivated the day-night loop, the day-night circle. If you don't know what I mean this, the thing moving past us. Metian asked about that, so why not? I changed it. I do like that the cities look different at night, though. That is really cool for me. But I can see that it could bug you, so I'm gonna deactivate it. It's all one for me. I don't care about it that much. And yeah, that plan will basically help us use all the infantry divisions that we have built up up until this point. I don't really have the necessary army experience to change the infantry division right now to the point where I want it, and we also don't have self-propelled artillery, but we're getting there. I think I'm going to what? I'm missing something here. Can't really use my keyboard to increase the speed. That's a bit annoying. 1, 2, 3. I should be able to change that. Plus, minus. No, that doesn't work. Odd. Plus, minus. What if I take off the numpad? Nope, doesn't work. Okay then. Interesting. Well, gonna do that. Maybe I should buy the rubber. Yeah, I guess I'm going to. Let's buy the rubber from someone that likes us. Okay, Italy likes us but doesn't have any. Let's buy it from France then, for now. It's gonna be quite ironic that we use the rubber against them. But oh well, that's how it goes. We should be fairly fast in building up our military factories. Okay, so we've got the support weapons now. That's good. We're going to be using a fair bit of infantry, so I want to get that going. But I think we're going to start now with the research for the self-propelled artillery Hummer. That needs to happen sooner rather than later. The faster I start this, the faster we get it. We'll have to wait 184 days for that. But it's going to be worth it, especially I'm going for the medium panzer as a base for the self-propelled artillery over the light one, because that's going to increase the hardness. And the only downside of the medium tanks compared to the light ones is the speed. And the speed doesn't really matter because the speed of a division only depends on the slowest unit in the division. So we're going to be limited to 4 kilometers per hour. So I don't really care about that all that much. And we're waiting for the tanks, we're waiting for the mechanized. Guess I'm going to bring up the speed even more. There's not much we can do now. Okay, but we will be finished with the naval rearmament momentarily. It's looking good. War tension is dying down again, which is something that I like. Okay, so we've got a couple of free dockyards, which is okay. Now let's go and demand Slovenia. It's going to give us some factories and stuff. And that should be good. That should help us build our troops. It's going to give us civilian factories, and it's also going to give us military factories. And it will basically open a venue for us taking Yugoslavia without leading a war. I don't necessarily want to start a war. I want to avoid it as long as possible because we are not yet ready. I mean, we've done a pretty good job in getting people in arms. If you remember, we started with about 300,000, 350, and now we have an army of 1.1 million. Oh, and Italy took Albania. Zorg submits to Italy. An ultimatum has been delivered to the Albanian government by Italian diplomats demanding that they submit to complete military occupation. King Zorg has abdicated after realizing the futility of resistance, and Albania will now be ruled in a personal union under King Victor Emmanuel III. Italy looks to the Balkans, another victim of Mussolini's ambition. And we're basically going to help them achieve their ambitions because we're going to partition Yugoslavia between us, Italy, and Bulgaria is going to get something as well. I think in the Treaty of Ljubljana on all that. But yeah, we are going in a good direction, I think. Looking back, a lot of historical documents suggest that Hitler didn't really expect the Allies to really make good on their promises to protect Poland. But I don't think it's really worth it to annoy them for now, to antagonize them. I don't want world tension to be very high. Okay, so we need some tungsten. It's because we're producing the artillery. We should bring that up even more before we get to the rest. At least the production efficiency is growing now to 45% at least. We get punished for playing on veteran difficulty by 20%. But that is one way of making a lot more of your factories without building more, just by upping your production efficiency cap. And yeah, one of you pointed out that I shouldn't change the amount of factories all that much, because it gets rid of production efficiency, and that is very true. I agree with that. We need a bit more tungsten. It's just one though. I'm not sure if I want to trade away another civilian factory for that. For that little bit of efficiency. Problem is that one missing resource is basically screwing with us in a bigger way than it could otherwise. We're only losing 1.7% efficiency there, so it doesn't matter that much. If it grows, we will have to keep a closer eye on it. But we're certainly going in the right direction. I really want Slovenia. It's going to be good. Let's just bring up the speed. There's nothing happening at the moment. And at some point we want to start the war. But getting as much land, as much factories, as much resources without a war is certainly going to be paramount here. Now, could take someone else for the military high command. And there's something to be said for Ferdinand Schörner, increasing our infantry division attack and defense. It's not necessarily the way we want to go, but we're using a lot of infantry. We have a huge amount of infantry divisions. They're making up the bulk of our army. And we took all the other good guys. I can't take Hugo Sperle. So I guess I'm going to go with him. Skilled in defense and fighting in cold weather conditions. What? That sounds odd. Well, yeah, we're going to go with Ferdinand Schörner. That's alright. That's looking good. Come on, I want Slovenia. Some research is being done. I'm looking forward to that, increasing our production cap. Oi! The London surrender in yet another triumph for daring and action. Slovenia, soon to be renamed to Carniola, has been returned to its rightful home in the German Reich. Triumph for Germany, becomes owner and controller of Slovenia. Just gonna bring down the speed. Okay. London Conference. Using the annexation of Austria into the German Reich as the basis for their claim, Germany has now demanded the rightful return of the former Austrian territory of Slovenia from Yugoslavia. In response, the signatories of the Treaty of Versailles have gathered in London to discuss a solution to the Slovenian question. This great peace conference has led to the decision that Yugoslavia should cede Slovenia to Germany in the name of a lasting peace. Considering itself abandoned by the great powers of Europe, Prince Paul's government sees no option but to sign the treaty as presented. Justice. And Italy pursues closer bonds with Germany. Italy and Germany have expressed many conflicting interests, particularly in Austria and the Balkans. This has not, however, prevented the countries' foreign policies growing ever friendlier towards each other, and negotiations are underway for a pact that will protect common interests. If negotiations are successful, we could see an alliance that will be able to exert great influence in Central and Eastern Europe. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm not so keen on allying up with Italy. I'm not sure if that's really the way to go, but for now we kind of have to do this. So, Divan to Slovenia. We just want to go down that route even further. So we're going to go for the first Ljubljana Award. The hypocritical Western powers preach national self-determination while handing over many minorities to be ruled by the Serbs. We are in a position to right that historic wrong and make friends at the same time. For those who wish to side with us in the European order, we can be very generous. So we're basically going to give a bunch of land to all the people around them. So Bulgaria gains Macedonia, Hungary gains Vojvodina, and Italy gains Dalmatia and Montenegro. And that's all gonna be very good. So I think we're going to take this first Ljubljana award. Basically, we want to go down that route fast enough that Italy can't really take Greece, because Italy is going to attack Greece at some point. And I actually want to puppet them to maybe be able to take on Italy. I mean, if they are going to attack Greece before we can finish the focus points, we're going to join the war against Greece, take them out and take as much as we can ourselves. I'm really keen on the tungsten down here in Thessaly. That should be good. We could also attack the Scandinavian states later for tungsten. A lot of tungsten to be had in Sweden. Some of it to be had in Norway. And yeah, that's not too bad. But for now, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave me a like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments so I can improve. And if you want to see more of the series in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. I do hope that you join me next time. Thanks and bye-bye.